Hi everybody, today we're going to use a Gordon Lightfoot song, 7 Island Suite, from his Sundown album, to get some cool 12-string tricks and hacks that we can use to make playing a little bit easier. Stay tuned. Hi, thanks for watching. We're going to go through a Gordon Lightfoot song today. I'm going to kind of play it along with it as a cover, but I want to talk about some of the cool stuff that he does on 12-string and some of the things that you can do to save your strength and help you play the 12-string better without having to play this thing like a 6-string guitar. There's a lot of things like partial chords that you can use to avoid playing bar chords, and to also get yourself a sound that there's a lot of sound that comes out of a 12-string guitar. And so this song is a good example of a couple of things you can do to kind of save strength and make things easier to play. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off here and play along a little bit.
Seven islands to the high side of the bay, across the bay to the sunset, through the blue light of the fiery autumn haze.
Okay, let me pause right there. At that part of the song, he's just going through A to G, A to G. If you looked at like a tab of this or something, it would just tell you that those are the chords. What he's really doing, he's playing partial chords. He's playing an A major 9, which is basically like an A minor chord, but without the index finger. So that B string is open, and that he goes to the G just for like half a beat and then back. So rather than try to go from here all the way over to G and all the way back, all I want you to do is just take one finger, your second finger of your fretting hand, go over here at the G note at the bottom. You're going to mute the 5th string, and the rest you're going to keep open, and just flick across maybe the top 3 or 4 strings. Doesn't matter if the bottom string is not being fretted because I'm not playing it. And the same note, this G right here, is the octave of the G string there. So you're getting the note. Let's go on.
When walking on the high side of the bay on the chilly morn, and we saw how leaves are falling on the beds where trees are born. Any man in his right mind would not fail to believe where anyone with the gift of wisdom would not seek her answers there.
Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of things he did there. Okay, at a certain point here, he works off pedal tones a lot. In other words, he switches to chords that are outside the key, but he uses a common note to connect them. In this case, the note is E. He switches from A to C, and that makes this cool little shift in the harmony. So we go from that A suspended to, or A major 9, the open B string, switches over to C. Now, I'm doing something peculiar with the C here because it just sounds really good with the recording. Instead of playing just a regular vanilla C chord, which would work, I'm moving this finger up to the G and putting my 4th finger here. So it's a 4-finger C chord. All it is a C chord, but I'm putting a low G bass note on it. It sounds really rich. So it kind of goes through there. So that's the thing you can do, is this 4-finger C. All right, let's move on.
To the high side of the bay,
Or the same,
to the
then A to G.
You can see it all in the fiery autumn dress. The time will be the right time to come up to your little life. Anybody with a wish to wander could not
okay? Let me pause right there a second. So he goes through this section here now where it goes E minor to G to A, but it switches from the G to the A in like less than a beat. 1, 2, 3, and 2, da, da. So you're having to go 1, 2, 3. So how do you get from the G to the A that fast? Well, again, we're going to use partial chords. So I've got a basic E minor chord here, and I'm going to play my 1 finger G, or even better, if I hit the middle 3 strings, that is a G chord. G, B, D, those 3 notes are a perfectly good G chord. And because you're playing a 12 string, those notes are doubled up. So you've got 6 notes playing a G chord. Now I need to be a little bit careful, just that I control my pick hand, so I'm not hitting all the strings at once. I'm just going to hit those middle 3 or 4. So now, as I switch from the E minor, open strings, and then I'm going to hit that 2 finger A chord. Isn't that a lot easier than... There's no way you'd get there, but so just open strings, hit those middle 4 strings, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string pairs, and you're going to have a G chord there. So you can hit those open while you're switching to the A. Back to the E minor, to the G to the A. E minor, G, A, open.
Look around at the morning, guess you're doing the best you can. Surely you know when you go, nobody gives you a hand. Think of the air you're breathing in, think of the time you waste. Think of the ride you run, and consider the frown on your face. It's time to try and run it on the high side of the bay. Any woman or a man with a wish to fade away could be so blessed. Fortune will all find you in the mansion turn to gold. Rose will search you when your nights turn on.
Pause right there a second. So he goes through these several chords here. It goes to F next. Now, F bar chords suck, especially with a capo. There's not much room to get in there. It's hard to squeeze that hard. So what you're going to do on this one is use a 4-finger F chord. First finger goes on the C note, which is going to be, in this case, the capo will be our 1st fret position. 2nd fret position on the 3rd string. Reach your 3rd finger over to the C note, which is going to be here on the 5th fret. Now, these are all relative to the capo, right? And the 3rd finger underneath it. So it's like a bar chord without the bar. I'm going to mute the bottom string and the top string I'm not going to play. If you want to get in there and mash and get that, you can, but you don't need to. Let me back that back just a little bit and you'll hear it. So instead of going for the bar, just go for that short finger. section there, we're going C, F, G, 1 finger, G chord, 4 finger F,
Every nation's gonna be shaken, put it together, don't let it slip. This side of the bay, across the bay, to the sunset, through the blue light of a fiery autumn haze, to the sunset, through the blue light of a fiery autumn haze.
All right, we'll go ahead and kill it there. So I hope that gives you some ideas, some cheat things you can do to get around playing full chords on the 12 string that sound great. As you hear as I played along with this, it blends in perfectly, and it's a whole lot easier than trying to play bar chords or full chords and trying to switch from like G to A and little half beat little sections. So if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share. And I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you next time. Greg out. Bye.